Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The Fentons' shocking fine and public outrage. Adrian and Joanne Fenton never expected their quiet life in Heartwarming to be disrupted in such a shocking way. On March 11, they found themselves in front of the nation's eyes, speaking to Ed Balls and Susanna Reid on Good Morning Britain, sharing the distressing story of how they were fined £1,500 after discovering a migrant hidden in the back of their motorhome. What they couldn't have predicted was the public outrage that followed, as many viewers expressed their disbelief at the injustice they had suffered. The Fentons' ordeal began when they returned from a trip to France. Upon reaching their driveway after the long journey, Joanne was inside the motorhome, unpacking, when Adrian called out in disbelief, "Joe, there's a migrant on the back, phone the police." Inside the cover of their bike rack, a person had been hiding. The migrant, presumably trying to sneak into the UK undetected, had somehow managed to remain concealed throughout the journey. Joanne, 55, recalled the discovery vividly during the Good Morning Britain interview. "We had no idea he was there. The bike rack cover was zipped up, and we never thought to check it," she explained. After calling the police, the couple waited in shock, offering the migrant some water and fruit while they awaited authorities. The migrant, who had been concealed on the vehicle for about 5 to 6 hours, was eventually removed by the police. But instead of receiving sympathy for their accidental involvement in an illegal act, the couple was slapped with a fine from the Home Office. The Home Office's fine was based on the accusation that the Fentons had failed to check that no clandestine entrant was concealed in their motorhome. The couple's incredulity was shared by many viewers at home, who questioned how it was even possible to be fined for an event beyond their control. Joanne explained that there had been no inspections of the bike rack cover when they crossed into the UK from Calais, nor did the UK Border Force check it during their arrival. Yet, the Fentons were left to face the consequences. The news that a fine was issued for such an event immediately sparked outrage on social media. The public voiced their disbelief, with many expressing that the couple was being unjustly punished. One Twitter user wrote, "This is outrageous. The couple are victims, not criminals. They should be compensated, not fined." Others echoed similar sentiments, arguing that it was unreasonable to expect people to perform thorough checks like border officials do. Some viewers even took to questioning the state of the UK's border security, expecting regular citizens to check their vehicles as thoroughly as border agents is unreasonable. Shouldn't the government focus on improving security, not penalising innocent people? One viewer asked. The narrative of the Fentons being penalised for something out of their control resonated with many, who felt that this was an example of two-tier policing, where the law-abiding citizens were punished, while other systemic issues remained unaddressed. The outrage grew as people reflected on the wider implications of the incident. "Wow, let's get this straight," one viewer said. "The government has allowed 2,000 migrants in over the last week. Yet this couple gets fined for a stowaway they didn't know about. What has happened to this country?" The frustration was palpable as people questioned the government's priorities. Why were the Fentons being held responsible when border security seemed to have failed them? The irony of the situation was not lost on many. As one person pointed out, these people are fined £1,500 because they didn't know there was an illegal immigrant in their motorhome. Are the government going to be fined the same for knowingly allowing migrants to enter the country illegally? The comparison between the Fentons' situation and the larger, often chaotic issue of immigration in the UK only added fuel to the fire of public dissent. For Adrian and Joanne Fenton, this fine was a harsh reminder of the complexities of border control and the unpredictable consequences of a seemingly ordinary trip. Their story raised questions about the fairness of the system and highlighted the growing dissatisfaction with how immigration policies were being enforced. The couple's accidental involvement in this scandal struck a nerve, with viewers across the UK expressing solidarity with them and condemning the punitive actions taken by the Home Office. In the end, the Fentons' story was more than just a tale of an unexpected fine. It was a reflection of the frustrations many people feel about the country's border control system. As the public outrage continued to mount, it seemed that this incident was yet another example of how ordinary citizens were bearing the brunt of policies that were far beyond their control.